What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chiefs Out West. We are your hosts, Kia.
Je suis Butch Davis.
And we are here to talk about the Chiefs' amazing win against the New England Patriots, 23-16. Woo! What a win. Oh, I'm so pumped. Butch, how are you feeling right now? How are you feeling?
Yeah, Kia, I'm very excited. Of course. I mean, this was, hey, allow me to say this. Super excited. Glad that we got the win, right? This is what I expected to happen. This is what we talked about happening. The only thing stopping the Chiefs from winning this game was really the Chiefs blundering. We weren't going to succumb to Brady and the Patriots' name. We didn't put all the things of the whole 42-0 record that they've compiled over 20 years into one game. We just went out there, knew we were the better team, and we very promptly worked that team over for 4 quarters, more like 3.5 in Foxboro.
Right. And I loved just like the mental, New England Patriots are all mental at this point. They're not as good as they were before with the whole talent on both sides of the ball. So when you go into Gillette Stadium, they like to make you feel like you're not worthy of anything, you suck. They like to intimidate you by everything on the screen, by the fans, by just the players, and just being like, you know, we're the best team in the world. You have no chance against us. They try to get in your head, but from the start of the game and to the finish, our guys stepped up. They didn't allow them to get in mental, allow the Patriots to get in their heads. If anything though, I felt like our team got into the Patriots' heads.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think that is an excellent transition to what I felt was probably the key to this game. It was the attitude. We saw a couple of plays in there where the Chiefs went up into the players of the Patriots' faces and really let them know that it was going to be a long afternoon. Chris Jones gets a sack on Tom Brady late in the first half. Brady's on the ground. Chris is standing over him, saying something to him. Brady has to get up and shows that he's not intimidated in front of his team. You can sort of see it in Chris's face and in his lips. He's letting them know this is going to be a regular occurrence for you, old man. You are going to taste the ground all night out here. Tyrann Mathieu, Frank Clark, Alex Okafor, Sammy Watkins, they were really pressing on their matchups, and they had some points you could look at the offensive line of that New England Patriots team offense, and they didn't want anymore. There was a certain point where they said, maybe today just isn't our day.
Right. And that's what I love about this team. What we mentioned before. What I like about, or what I enjoyed hearing from Frank Clark in the beginning of the season. He's like, I'm here to bring some swagger into this team. Some things that are just this change of just attitude, the whole momentum of this team. And we're seeing it right now, and I just love it. I love when Watkins put Gilmore on the ground. I love when Chris Jones got into Brady's face. I just love Honey Badger just cheering after every play. And there were so many different plays he stepped up in. We saw there's this new type. We haven't seen this kind of team in a while for this Chiefs, and maybe since the 90s. When with DT and Neil Smith, this is a whole brand new team, and they're showing on not prime time, but they showed everyone that they need to fear this Chiefs. They need to not just fear the offense, but the defense is something that they need to fear for sure.
Yeah, exactly right. This was a game where I wasn't sure what we were going to get out of Frank Clark. Frank Clark obviously didn't practice all week. There was a chance that he wasn't going to play this game. It turns out that he was sick with a stomach flu, was in the hospital, and lost 10 pounds. He comes back out in this game after tweeting the Jordan flu game picture with him and Scottie Pippen, and I can see why he did that now. The left tackle for the New England Patriots, his first-round pick, Isaiah Wynn, and he just couldn't hang for the 50% of the snaps that Frank Clark was out. I mean, he really got whipped in every way imaginable. He got him around the edge on third down. He got him to the edge with power to stop the run on goal line situations. And then on a couple plays, just put him on skates, walked him right back into Brady's lap. I'm watching a replay of this play right now on my other screen. That's why my eyes keep going back and forth. Brady gets hit so hard by his own tackle, he just collapsed. I mean, it was a dominant performance up front.
Yeah, no. Frank Clark, Chris Jones had himself a day, terrorizing that center and just like the interior line. And our run game was superb. Like, I mean, our run defense was just superb. Like, Michelle couldn't go anywhere. White couldn't go anywhere. Burkhead couldn't anywhere. At one time, I saw White trying to make a run, and Frank Clark literally took him by the jersey and just threw him on the ground. Like, this defense was like, what? Bring it on. What do you got? That's all you got. We're not scared of you. We'll play man. We'll just have one safety up, hanging out on out in the back. We're gonna challenge you to beat us with your speed or whatever you got. And they couldn't do anything. They had those trick plays with when James White had the ball, gave it to the free flicker, and then when James White basically threw it to whoever to get the most amount of yards they got the whole game. So you knew from the very beginning, like, Patriots needed something. They couldn't do it. Their offense couldn't do it on their own, and the only reason they came back is because they had that block punt. Because that Kelce fumble, which were really huge, but that's the only reason why they got in the game. You take those turnovers out, this game wouldn't even been close. We wouldn't be having these conversations about, oh, if the ref's this, if the ref that.
Yeah, exactly right. Their entire offense was flea flickers, a couple of trick plays. They got lucky with some short fields, and really the Chiefs bumbling and almost, throwing the game away a couple of times, which is unfortunate because we've had this discussion about the Chiefs being able to hold on to the ball. But it's like we discussed, Kia. Their offense, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think they know what they're going to do. They're not good enough right now. If your name isn't James White or Julian Edelman, Tom Brady doesn't trust you. He doesn't look for you. He doesn't find you on third down. Either that or you're not fast enough to get out of your breaks so that he can get the ball to you with enough time so that you can get the first downs. I'm not sure how they're going to fix this, but this Chiefs defense that they face isn't the best defense that they're going to face in the AFC playoffs. We're a league average defense that went out there and really made the Patriots look like they need to really consider bringing back Antonio Brown because they were miserable. They were this close to getting blown out on their own field.
Right. And much respect to Steve Spagnuolo, just making the adjustments and really knowing who their better players are and just sticking with them, making sure they don't do anything. How many screens did they run with Edelman and he just got stopped at the LOS? Or even before he lost yards. Even with James White, they even lost yards. Like, they couldn't do anything. He had players right on top of him. And in the very last play, Breeland talks about, okay, they already knew what play they were going to draw up with Edelman going to the post. Like, he knew, and he was like, and I feel like this is the difference between our cornerbacks this year and last year. They were able to, like, really notice what they were doing and really, rely on, like, okay, common sense, or, really think, okay, we're about to blitz. Frank Clark is about to come. Chris Jones is about to, like, attack him. We're about to blitz our whole thing. So Edelman, instead of going away towards, like, making the long run on to the right, he's going to go to the left. So it, like, allows Brady to make that quick throw. Not sure if that made sense, but yeah, like, it's just little things like that is what we want and that we didn't see last year. And just this whole team's mindset and determination and focus is just so different this year. And I just think that's why we're going to be making a deep playoff run this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely agreed. Yeah, a lot of that's just film study, communication, understanding levels, understanding leverage, not getting caught by picks. This is the type of defense that we needed last year, and it's clear that they're working on that and doing such a marvelous job with it. How about we transition to the offense, which, I mean, hey, they had some good plays. I was actually okay with the large majority of what they were doing, but it was very clear to me that Patrick Mahomes was kind of hobbled by that busted right hand.
Yeah, I mean, it was really worrisome because he hurt it early, and I was like, no, and and I don't know if he's really hurt because, like, when he's like, okay, let me play. Like I always think like our players like do they know they're hurt? Like do they still play even if they can't throw it? And that's what I was worried. I thought Mahomes was really hurt and I he couldn't really throw it, but he was just like, no, I don't want to go out of the game. And I love his determination. I love his resiliency and just wanting to play. But I was like, please just make sure you're safe, But even through all that, he still made some great plays. I think he was a little nervous, just he played like the typical how he played against them in the past. Like he was a little nervous. He threw really like that interception was really like questionable. But after that, he made stuff happen. The offensive line was able to give him some time to make some throws, and you know, I really liked how they play. I just the one thing I'm really kind of disappointed is they didn't give Mecole Hardman a chance to, give him more plays. Let him play more. Like at one point I was like, why is Demarcus Robinson in? Why wouldn't we have Mecole Hardman? And we saw what Mecole Hardman did. His first target was how many 50-yard play, and he just literally like ran past the cornerback at safety. And maybe they're saving him for the playoffs. I don't know, but I would love to see more of him. But in the second half, I was actually happy with just the conservative play. After the Kelce, fumble, you can tell like we didn't want to make any more mistakes because this team really built off our mistakes. So just to play conservative, not making, forcing anything, and just letting their offense beat our defense, and letting that happen. So I'm still worried. I'm still concerned about the health of Mahomes, and I really hope we just take good care of him. I really, he's injured. He's basically his whole body is injured. So that's the only thing I'm really kind of concerned about right now.
Yeah, I mean, there were some good takeaways from it. Hey, Sammy Watkins, he had a good game. Okay, at the beginning of the game, I was looking at it. Sammy let a 5-yard out route hit him dead in the thigh pad, like he wasn't paying attention to what the heck was going on out on the field. And I got upset. I'm like, man, this is going to be another typical Sammy game where he disappears, and we're going to have to force feed the ball to Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. But to his credit, and really to Andy's credit as well, they realized what the Patriots were trying to do. The Patriots were playing a combination of zone coverage and man coverage between different drives. That interception drive, they drop back in cover two. Pat doesn't see the underneath hard corner, runs right underneath a very predictable over route from Demarcus Robinson, picks it off. The next couple of drives, they understand what's happening when they see the linebackers bail out. They were able to hit Sammy with a couple of quick crossers. I thought he was doing pretty well. Even after the hand injury, I think they were dialing up the right kinds of plays. But yeah, like you mentioned it, the offensive line, that interior, Austin Ryder, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, Andrew Wiley, look, I'm at my wit's end. I'm not going to front. This is a year. We're a year plus where this offensive line is having troubles containing and holding stunts and twists. They're not very good with games up front, and that's either on Andy Heck, that's on Patrick, or it's on the offensive line, or some combination of the three. They need to get that figured out. But with all things considered, had they blocked it up just a little bit better, had Pat trusted his line just a little bit more, we'd be talking about the Patriots losing this game 35-10 instead of losing 23-16. They were really close to getting smoked in all areas of that defense.
Yeah, and then we have to also understand, like, if Kelce didn't fumble that play, like we would have been charging down the field. We were on a roll in that drive. Like it seemed at that point like Patriots didn't really have an answer. They were just hoping like a fumble would happen or just some kind of turnover, some kind of fluke play would happen, which it did. But like if we could have at least gotten 3 points, and that would have basically taken the game away. It would have forced Patriots to drive down 2 or 3 times, which they had issues doing. But the game would have been away. But instead, it didn't happen. And Patriots didn't have to travel the whole field down. They were started on their own on the Kansas City 30 for basically the whole second half, it seemed like. And so, I think, as long as we, it's the same things that happen every week. We got to take care of the ball. We got to be smart. It gets, especially against these tough teams who are looking for some way for you to do some, ridiculous dumb move so they can get that ball out of your hands. We just got to be smart. And I know Kelce, saw the play, and I'm sure he's replaying it over and over again in his head. But we just got to be smart, and we gotta take care of the ball.
Yeah, exactly right. I have no doubts he'll get it figured out going into the future, going to the playoffs. Look, this is as healthy as we're going to have Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully, we go through the rest of these games. We're able to really run through these teams with a combination of good defense and a quick scoring, quick passing offense. I don't really find the rest of the teams or our schedule being much of an offensive threat. I know Drew Lock went out there and put in his bid for Offensive Rookie of the Year by dismantling a Houston Texans team that's known for being completely overrated around this time of the year. I'm not necessarily concerned about him, but I am going to be watching how they try to orchestrate this offense going forward. I like some of the things that they were doing in the Patriots game. That Travis Kelce read option play from the pistol formation, they took that from the Baltimore Ravens. They went back and looked at what worked with the Ravens and the Texans in their wins against the Patriots. They noticed in the red zone, they run those formations and force the Patriots slower linebackers to make those reads on time, pull it out, and then they got numbers to the weak side. So go fake it field side or fake it field side, go play side with it, and we scored off of that. Those are the types of things that give me an understanding that, okay, Andy may be ready for the playoffs. He still has a couple more tricks up his sleeve. We're going to find out what this team is really made of going forward.
Yeah, right. And we talked about in the last video that we're gonna probably see some, new plays that Randy Reed is gonna put up, and we definitely saw it today. And that scoring job with Kelce, like you said, like I can see it with Tyreek Hill, I can see it with McCole Hardman, I can see it with Damian Williams. Like it's gonna be scary if I can see all of this happening with those type of players, especially against Patriots who can't really stop that. And so it's gonna be really exciting. I'm really excited to see what they got going forward. This team is gonna be exciting.
Yes, and lastly, for all of our Patriots fans who like to watch us, like, look, we love and appreciate you. Look, I get it. The refs missed a couple calls, but let's be honest. They weren't going to win that game. All those things needed to come together just for the Patriots to have a chance to tie that game out the end. And the N'Keal Harry touchdown. I wish the refs would have thrown a flag on Julian Edelman for blocking Tyrann Mathieu in his back, basically tackling him on the play. Tyrann Mathieu having to get up and get in the ref's face and almost get a flag thrown on him, just to be able to make that call get played, maybe get that play get called for a flag. That fumble recovery by Stephon Gilmore, he wasn't going to outrun Tyreek Hill for a touchdown. What are you guys talking about? I'm sorry that you took an L. It sucks. You have a chance to make up for it again. Just make sure that you don't drop a game to the Buffalo Bills or, God forbid, the Miami Dolphins on Week 17.
Right. And that kind of shows you where New England is too. Like they had all this stuff going for them, the block punt, which that block punt was happening because the Chiefs were actually going to do a fake punt, and they let the guy in the middle go, and things just got messed up, and then miscommunication, whatever. But we got to understand, like, Patriots had to have all these, like you said, had all things happen for them to win. So for New England Patriots fans, like, you have a lot to worry about. This is like, yeah, you can say, oh, we might have won, but you have, there's like, you got luck. There's no way this could have happened. Like this, you had to have everything go in your way for this win to come. And so just remember, you have a lot more to worry about going forward. Just appreciate that you didn't get destroyed at New England, and this was just a little tiny bit of a margin kind of win for the Chiefs. But all in all, though, it was a good game, and I'm glad the Chiefs were to build up that confidence, especially for the young guys, so that when we go to the playoffs, we're ready to play.
Sure.
Right. Well, that's all we got today for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Go Chiefs. Please subscribe, like, and comment. We would really appreciate it. But we'll see you next time. Go Chiefs. Peace.